I'm Calum Farren. I'm 19 years old and I'm a financial apprentice at Associated Seafoods.
Associated Seafoods, primarily they're a family company actually. We manufacture and produce foods, salmon, fresh salmon, smoked salmon, and at various times of the year we'll try something different like cured smoked salmon, various things like that. There is shellfish involved as well, and they make the most amazing monkfish prawn tails. There's 350 staff at the moment, and that's across majority of operations, and we have some temporary staff in there as well.
A modern apprenticeship was a 2-year scheme within the finance department of Associated Seafoods. I delve into the production side of it and take the production figures and put them into the spreadsheets, which can then be reported on to the managers, the department staff. But I also help out other departments where needed. If there's any jobs that creep up that I could help with, due to essentially I'm newest there, I typically have the most free time. I'm able to just jump in and out of different jobs.
Apprenticeships for us, I say, is definitely one of the key way forwards for us to ensure that we encourage workforce and they can see different areas within the business. And because you start in one apprenticeship or one department, it doesn't mean to say that's the right one for you, but they can see opportunities within the business, because it's all about the people fit as well. People fit for us is really important. For us, it's our workforce of the future. To be honest, we want young people to come into the business and understand it and say, actually, this is a place I want to develop. We have been very lucky in Morrisshire because a lot of people come from a member of family come in and then their children come in. Work mostly with the colleges and universities on apprenticeships. So last year when we realised that we wanted to bring more engineer apprentices in, we brought 2 in last year, as well as Calum in the finance. We went out to the colleges and universities, we advertised it in the school, and we advertised all locally to try and ensure that we got local people working for us. So there was 3 new apprentices last year. I want to say last year, September, at the start of the university academic year, and this year we've committed to doing 6 apprentices. And hopefully a new product development being one of them, and IT being the other.
Well, I went to Bucky High School, and at school it was quite quiet. I enjoyed maths as well as a bit of philosophy. Well, when I wanted to leave school, I wanted to join the police. I come from a family that come from the police. Over my granda, his dad, cousins are in the police, but that went out the window. It was just once I'd left school, I wanted to join the police. I went, but didn't have the life experience is what they told me. Which, as a 18-year-old, it's not easy to gain life experience. So that's when I started working here. Just got a temporary job to begin with. Lasted there about a year and a bit. And then I ended up applying for the apprentice engineer job here, which the managing director of Associated Seafoods, Victor, had suggested to me that I maybe just hold off a bit because there might be other apprenticeships coming up within the business. I waited maybe a month or so after that, in which the financial apprenticeship came up, and which I applied for and was successful in getting.
Young people working in this industry is quite a challenge because the perception is it's cold and damp and smelly and there's no opportunities. If you look at the operations director, he started at a young age, obviously before the time I was working here, and he's worked his way up throughout the business. So even if you feel that you're starting at levels maybe not what you want to do, it's actually diversifying within the business. Calum, who I think you met earlier, started as a production operative, and then when we advertised for apprenticeship, he applied via that way, as we were advertising several apprentices at the time, and that was an opportunity for him to move from production into finance. Calum was very keen not to go to university because he wanted to experience work life, so it was a great way for him to develop his career, but not through the university route.
Leaving school, it wasn't what I thought I would be in. I didn't think I'd be working in an office, So I mean, getting the opportunity to come in, it's changed my perspective on it. Especially being in the local area, it's known as the factory. But it's a lot more than that. There's so many opportunities within the business. I mean, I'm the youngest, but I can't imagine I'll be the youngest for much longer with other opportunities coming up. I have found surprising about Associated Seafood is that there are so many different nationalities. That's the main crop up of it. Because North East Scotland, even at school, you might see one or two different nationalities, but not everywhere. So to come in, I mean, when I was working down the factory floor, I started learning a little bit of Polish, a little bit of Russian, just to be able to communicate. Some of the skills that I have worked upon that I had prior to school, definitely computing. So whether that's Microsoft Excel, being able to put together spreadsheets and graphs, or whether that's Microsoft Word, which allows me to complete my coursework for my apprenticeship, or PowerPoint, which is helping with reports. One of the best things about working at Associated Seafoods is the opportunities I've been presented with. Because given my situation, I found myself very lucky. It just seemed as though all the pieces just fell together perfectly. Next for me is, first of all, to complete my modern apprenticeship, and I believe that the company as a whole is looking at potentially putting me through a degree for business. That's going to be a challenge in itself, but I look forward to it.
If, as a young person, that you're looking to take on an apprenticeship, try and find an apprenticeship that you've got a passion for, or something you really want to do, or even if it's not a passion for that particular role, it's the industry that you want to work in or know something about. Because if you've got a ground base, want to do something, you'll achieve a lot more, a lot quicker. Do your homework, speak to people in business that have maybe done an apprenticeship that you're looking to do, ask some questions, try and understand what the apprenticeship is about and what's actually expected of you. Because I think sometimes when you see something on paper, it doesn't come alive till you actually speak to someone and know that they've either done it or something similar. Do your homework.
If someone was to tell me and say they were thinking about taking an apprenticeship, I would say take it, without a doubt. Because at the end of the day, you can do your apprenticeship and then you can go on to do other things and you'll still have that qualification afterwards. Whereas you could go on to work for, say, 4 years, say your apprenticeship took 4 years, you could go on to work for 4 years and then decide that career's not for you, and then you're straight back at square one. Whereas you can do the apprenticeship for 4 years, then decide that, it's not for you. And yeah, you are still back at that square one, but you've still got that in the bank, you've got all the things you've learnt from there